the Indian Cretans of Canada who worshipped Zeus and Daedalus of ancient Greeks. Now, we know that in the early 19th century, 1800 something, there was a professor from one of the northeastern universities who wrote a letter to all the Indian chiefs of the United States. And he wrote them a letter in ancient Greek. And he said, I'm writing this letter in your own language, in your own alphabet, which you all know, to warn you that the Western people will try and change your culture. And he was writing to them in ancient Greek. He was a professor, he was a Grecian. In other words, he knew ancient Greek. And he knew that this was their ancestral language and their ancestral alphabet. Now, we have found various weird petroglyphs in North America that have the Proto-Greek alphabet. Now, let's see what we also found. We also found DNA around the Great Lakes region of ancient Minoans of Crete. The Native American Indians have DNA of ancient Minoans. But let's see what else we find. Kindly support my Patreon account since YouTube has again demonetized my YouTube channel. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below. Now, it's not only that they have Minoan DNA, it's not only that they the other evidence is that they have the Greek alphabet and the Greek language, the ancient Greek language. But this is something else now, and I'm translating from a Greek article. The Indian Cretans of Canada who worshipped Zeus and Daedalus. Now, Icarus and Daedalus, remember Icarus fell because something was happening with his wings and the wax melted. It says here, I was in the province of Ontario, 280 miles north of Toronto, in an Indian subcontinent. Every year they have their own festivals with their well-known traditional costumes, the dances with the fires, the music, which is percussion and voices, and their traditional dance that if you are there and watch them all, you are in another dimension. You feel one with them. They are very friendly with you, and especially when I told them that I come from Greece. Among all the different tribes of Indians, there are Cretans who are all over Canada, but most of them live north of Montreal. I used to live in Montreal. Not only am I an American citizen, I'm also a Canadian citizen. Now, the whole interest of the story has to do with Cretans of Crete. That's the southernmost island of Greece. Now, so these Cretans called their god, Dauze. And if he does not tell you something, I remind you of Zeus. Thea, thou, theas, or Zeus is the same god. Theas, thou, ze, Zeus. Many years ago, their name was Crete, Greece, Grace, Greece. As it's known, the Greeks and the Greeks were brothers. Grace became a Cretan, and because something did not sound good, it eventually became Crete, which translates as stream. Now, every 4 years at the festivals that these eagle feathers wear, they light fires and shout, Daedalus, Daedalus. Now, Daedalus and Icarus were trying to fly. Icarus fell, but Daedalus headed off to the west. Now, as is known, Daedalus was from Crete. With wings together with Icarus, they flew from Crete to Athens towards freedom, an allegorical story that all the old people learned in school, and we know it. So, what happened? Icarus fell into the Caribbean Sea, and Daedalus continued to fly west. Does that tell you anything? West, all the way west? Does that mean that it had perhaps, instead of wings, perhaps we can think of a winged craft? Now, the Indians of Canada and the USA have many stories reminiscent of Greece. The Anasazi breath life, the Navarro shipwrecked. Navarro means having to. The Greek word for shipwreck in in Greek is navaio. So you can see the similarities in the words. And Geronimo, the holy name meaning Hieronomos, Hieros Onoma. Geronimo is a very well-known, one of the well-known chiefs of the American Indians, Geronimo. And that is, of course, a Greek word meaning holy name. Many names, like many words like that, are, of course, Greek words. Such as, and they also have the symbol of the meander, that looks like almost like a German swastika, which was actually the symbol for peace in ancient Greece. The jellyfish, the flute of Panos, the god Pan of Arcades, and many more, which are all remind us and having to do with ancient Greece. So you can see if this is right or wrong. Using the word Thea, Z, and Zeus, and the Cree Indians for Crete from Cretan, Cretan from Crete, and also, of course, Daedalus, when they're every 4 years having the festivals with their eagle feathers that they wear and dancing around the fires and shouting, Daedalus, Daedalus, that is definitely Daedalus from Icarus. So why is that? It's because, again, it's not just their DNA, it's also the language that the professor wrote to them in ancient Greek, in the Greek alphabet, and also the fact that they have so many Greek words. And this Daedalus thing, and the Cree Indians from Crete, what can I tell you? It's amazing. Small world. The more we look into archaeology and anthropology, the more we'll find. This I translated for you from a Greek article, Diadrastika. I hope you found it interesting. Thank you for your support.